We talked to Emily Hewitson the other week, who's one of our contributors who went into the Big Brother house. I think she briefly may have met our next guest, who was thrown out of Big Brother for making... You know what? I was about to say making some off-colour remarks. Actually, just saying some random stuff that was no more than a talking point. But nonetheless, you know that there is a cancel culture in this country, and he was cancelled as a result. It's George Gilbert. George, how are you?
Not too bad, mate. Thank you very much.
It's been a bit of a weird time, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. I said, imagine this is what it feels like. You're 17, your best mate's just passed his driving tests, and he's taking you for a spin in his new car, up the motorway, breaking all the speed limits. You feel uncomfortable, even in danger.
Yeah.
But I quite like it.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. You're not in control.
But you ended up crashing. So how
well,
was
it's a write-off.
Have you been
really.
injured, or I mean, what were you thrown out? Some choice comments or something?
Yeah, well, I've always been one to.
You had a lot of warnings,
debate.
apparently.
Yeah.
But you can't say anything these days, and you get a warning.
Tell me about it.
So what were the few things? How did it start? What was the first thing?
Well, guess how long it took for me to rack up my first warning.
This first day. Yeah.
First day. Yeah.
Oh, I'd beat that.
Oh, no, it's got to be a record.
I would beat that. Celebrity Big Brother, I'll have that. I'll have that. 15 minutes.
So you're summoned to the diary room, and they go, come here.
Yeah, well,
George.
on night one, do you want to know what the...
Yeah.
Well, it's...
What did you do,
Again,
George?
it was just asking questions.
Well, by the way, why don't we just say to the viewers and listeners, he's going to come up with what he was thrown off Big Brother for. So if you're easily offended...
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to speak to George, you watch the show, give us a ring 0344499.
Because now, if we say that, the regulator will let us say anything. So, no, I'm joking.
Well, I've got nothing to lose
So the
anyway.
first
Public enemy number one, don't I?
What's your
first one? So I said, I don't believe that anybody in history was wholly good or evil.
Okay.
I think...
That's right. Yeah.
I then went on to use the most extreme example for my sins. I said Hitler. He's what most people would call the most evil person
He was
ever.
a vegetarian.
Right,
I've heard people say that.
and
an animal lover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like me, I'm vegetarian and an animal lover.
Yeah. But of course, I mean,
Bodes well,
a
doesn't
lot
it?
of mass murderers, they love their family, but it was still evil.
I think I do prefer animals to humans. Animals are harmless.
A lot of people.
It was
do,
remarkable, apart from lions.
Lions aren't.
It was, but it was actually. It's interesting you should say that, because I think there's a lot of people who would say we all have a capacity for good and we all have a capacity for evil, right? And therefore, when you look at Rudolf Hess, who actually lied at the Nuremberg trial, he said that he'd gassed 2 million people at Auschwitz, where he'd only gassed 1 million, right? Which is a remarkable thing. So when he was literally on trial for his crimes, he was unapologetic. In fact, he was disappointed to learn he'd done as badly as he'd done. But, you know...
Why did he lie about that then?
I think he was trying to show off, believe it or not, at his own trial.
Yeah.
So that shows...
You mean Eichmann, or was it
No,
Rudolf Hess.
Rudolf
He
Hess.
hanged himself with his hairdryer cord at Spandau, didn't he?
But the point is this. So I think objectively the Holocaust is an act of evil. But first of all, but the next point to make was his family lived on the outskirts of the camp and had apparently a very normal family life, and he was a normal dad. And I think what you can always say is that people can be evil in a certain context. So as an example, look, what Hitler did was objectively evil, but the fact that he liked his dog doesn't mean the Holocaust didn't happen.
Well, a lot of them are psychopaths, and they're very charming people. You know, they can seem it to. You know what I mean? But they're still
1 in
evil.
20 people they reckon are psychopaths. So
I'll tell you
one in
I'll
this
tell you,
building.
I'll tell you what.
It probably is me. Yeah.
I came across.
Get them gone.
I came across in politics a corporate. You know, they've got this new concept of a corporate psychopath, which is they say that actually most psychopaths are not murderers. You know, but they're
like Alan Sugar or Richard Branson.
They get their kicks. They get their kicks from causing trouble around them, and you can always find them because they're the one that's steady as a rock amongst the chaos.
A great leader is probably Donald Trump. Donald Trump is probably one. You know what I mean? It's
so you said.
Well, I said nobody is wholly good or evil.
No, that's true.
But then I went on to say Hitler. I'm sure Hitler wasn't sitting there going, like, watching the Holocaust play out and going, oh, I'm so evil. I think he thought this is the right thing to do. I'm a good man for doing this.
Yes.
That's what he would have, and he would have been fed a pack of lies to believe that.
Yes.
So I said Hitler was therefore misguided.
And also,
but by saying he's misguided, apparently I'm justifying the Holocaust.
But is he evil as well? I mean, I would say he's evil.
He had good intentions, but I think he he just blamed the wrong people. He thought what he was doing was good.
But he wasn't murdering people. It's just evil.
But we've always said the path to hell is paved with good intentions, right? The reality is Hitler believed he was cleaning up Germany. But this is the other problem.
But it wasn't.
But we have.
Did he believe that, or was he just anti-Semitic?
But this is the other problem that we've got. People now respect people's beliefs, don't they? Right? If you believe the solution to Germany's problems is to gas the Jews, I have no respect for your belief. But nowadays we've got to pretend we respect them, don't we?
Well, not really. I mean, you know, you'll get arrested if it's on certain things. Won't you? You know what I mean?
And I mean, I don't know what your boundaries of free speech is. Is it? Do we draw the line at inciting violence? Do we draw the line at what could be offensive?
So the definition
that's the blurred line.
The definition of free speech that we tend to go for is this: we allow all free speech. Obviously, we've got a regulator for taste and decency and whatever, but we don't normally come into conflict with them late at night, as you can imagine. But we say incitement is not free speech. So as an example, or indeed is commissioning of a crime. So if the three of us today were talking about doing a bank job together, that wouldn't be free speech. It would be merely planning the commissioning of a crime, which would be illegal as well.
True, but until you rob that bank, you haven't done it. So you're not a criminal.
It's conspiracy.
So where are we drawing the line?
I think you can be done for conspiracy, but it's a reasonable point. But I think what we try and do is not have our delineation where the College of Policing puts it. We have a delineation where it actually becomes incitement or whatever. But the other thing is that we've had Tom Harris on this show from the Free Speech Union on multiple occasions, who says that the law should change on incitement, and it should be much more like America, where you have to specifically name something. So you have to go, instead of saying, I wish we rid the world of Jews, you have to say, go to this synagogue on this occasion.
Charles Manson, he never killed anyone himself. He just sent his followers to go and murder, Sharon Tate and a couple of others.
Is he as guilty as them?
Yeah, murder, because he was the one who sent them.
To me, I mean, on paper, surely he is.
But he actually incited them. He said, he gave them the address, and they were his followers. He was like a messiah.
So after this show, if I go and murder someone, but en route I listen to a Taylor Swift song, and then I say in court, it just...
No, you get done and she gets done.
Should Taylor Swift go and get
jailed? If she ordered you to, you'd both get... Well, if she ordered you to, if she phoned you up and said, George, go to this address and kill these people...
No, but by listening to her song,
that's not incitement.
But if she's not directly her song and that's made me want to do it, surely she, by your logic...
No, my logic is she would have to say, go to this address and kill these people. But anyway, your first...
By the way, to the pedants getting in touch, apologies if my pronunciation of Rudolf Hess is wrong, but there are two of them with similar names.
No, you're Nazis.
Right? One of them was the commandant of Auschwitz. The other one was, quite rightly, in British custody. I don't know the pronunciation of either of them.
But look, we've had your first one. You said Hitler had certain good attributes about him. Number 2 warning.
Number 2. So this also wasn't
By
televised.
the way, are you related to Ken Livingstone? Because it all gets a bit Nazi-ish, doesn't it?
It reminds me of Elizabeth I.
Well, I get Mick Hucknall a lot.
Yeah, Mick Hucknall,
I've been called worse in my time. Anyway.
I met Mick Hucknall once. I'll tell you this story quickly. I met him after Question Time, and you know BBC Question Time. I was a parliamentary researcher, and one of my MP boss was on. And at the time, used to go. I don't know if you still do. Used to go to dinner with the presenter afterwards, and it was at Granada Television, where there's a flat upstairs, and Dimbleby, throughout the entire dinner, smoked Marlboro Reds and blew the smoke in Mick Hucknall's face. I don't know what his problem with him was, and I've told this story before, but it culminated in...
Did he go...
It culminated in Mick Hucknall saying, I'm an art collector, and Dimbleby saying, posters don't count as art.
Anyway, your second public warning.
So on the topic of me being a redhead, I said, as someone with red hair, blue eyes, white skin, I've been told that makes me the rarest breed of human.
Oh, yeah,
0.001% or something.
It's probably right.
It's crazy. Yeah, well, it's only Northern Europe that it's native to.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
So I suppose I'm quite happy with that. I stand out. It's all recessive, not a dominant gene.
Yeah.
So I said, as a result, I feel something of an obligation to procreate with a woman who can continue my genes. Not necessarily, I mean, my mum's brunette, so it doesn't have to be, but...
Well, that's going a bit too far.
But I did say, as a result, if I was to have a child with a brown or black woman, for example, I might do, who knows? But if I was, then the child will have brown skin, light brown skin, brown eyes, brown hair, and the ginger genes would die. Now,
why couldn't you have ginger hair?
I said, if I do that, I feel like I'm maybe betraying my kind. Because I said betraying, that's the wrong word. I hold my hands up. At the end of the day, I'm not media trained. I'm a 23-year-old lad with opinions.
But gingers should have their own characteristic,
I believe in self-accountability. I'm not trying to shift the blame, but I don't think that's enough.
But in the words
that's not offensive, is it?
In the words, was it Frankie Boyle who said that we gingers are the Aborigines of Britain?
Yeah.
That was worse if you'd said that.
Aborigine just means original person.
So that was the next occasion.
Yeah, so that was another one.
Just because you had red hair, they warned you having a public walk. I mean, quite right,
Yeah, well, it's gingerism.
Yeah, gingerism.
But that's still legal. Coin that on this show.
What was the third?
Third one. So this was the first one that was televised. So we were playing a game of spin the bottle to spice things up because a lot of people sit on the fence in there, don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
So we're playing spin the bottle.
Can you sit on the fence and not rock the boat?
No, that's why we wanted to get all the namby-pambies to give their opinions, because I'm the only bugger that
Well, that's the thing, the other youth there, they're all a bit insipid and puny and weak and complain. Is that why haven't you been affected? Did you go to private? Have you been educated differently? Is it the schools that have made them all these pillocks that they've produced?
No, it's in my blood. I've always been quite subversive. So,
but is it how many? Is it like 80% of your age group are like those other? But the
well, 80% of people are. I mean, how many people are as noisy and loud as you?
But you've been indoctrinated, haven't you, in school? You know what I mean? Maybe not you.
I mean, I think universities definitely do that. I didn't go to university, proudly. So I wouldn't advise it if there's any young people listening. Don't go to university.
Well, they send 50% now go to university, and that means you're just of average intelligence.
Well, if you want to make money, it'll be in the blue-collar jobs, the plumbers, the electricians. With an AI boom on the horizon, we don't need sociologists.
Getting a degree in underpant pulling up from the University of Grey buildings.
David Beckham studies. So we need more sociologists about North African lesbian poetry.
The spin the bottle.
Spin the bottle lands on me, and I'm tasked with saying something bad about each and every housemate the day before nominations.
Brilliant.
That bodes well. Basically, face-to-face nominations. So I'd call one lad too loud. I'd say the same about you two. I called one girl. She needs to get involved more. One girl had a really thick Northern Irish accent. I said, I can't really understand your love. And then I got to this housemate called Sam. He's gay, and he's very, should we say, flamboyant.
Yes.
So I just said, I couldn't think of the word off the top of my head at the time. So I just said, Sam, you're a bit nah. And because I did the old limp wrists, they called it.
But that doesn't mean gay. You could be straight and be like that. Well, there's a lot of hairdressers who are like that and they're not gay.
Well, the offence was offensive language.
David Platt used to run around like that.
Well, they said limp wrists is offensive because Sam was bullied for that at school. How was I to know?
Yeah, how do you know?
That's right. So it's not rubbish. I was done for offensive language, but they worded it as in I was being a bit homophobic.
Well, they setting you up, ITV, because they interviewed you first, and they know your views, and they know what you're going to do and come across as. We saw it, I mean, on a bigger scale with Gino Di Campo. They go, oh, get naked, Gino. I laugh for 10 years, and then years later they go, he was naked on set.
Yeah, misogynist, is it?
Yeah, so do you think they set you up a bit? They like doing that?
Well,
these evil
I
TV
don't know. I don't want to.
Evil.
You know, hold
and do you
a
get paid, even though you got thrown out?
You get paid per day, only.
You don't get a whole show fee.
No, you don't. You don't get paid to go on like the celebs do. You just get a fee every day to cover your bills.
Well, look, Jane has been watching it. Jane in Milton Keynes. She's keen. She wants to speak to you. Go on,
Janie.
Jane. Give it to him. Spin that bottle.
Hiya.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hi. Yeah. You're through to George. Gilbert and George. No,
Can
George
you hear
Gilbert.
Me?
Hi,
Can
Jane.
you hear me?
What's your question?
No, we can't.
Can't hear me?
No.
I can hear you.
I can hear you perfectly.
Say something.
He's irrelevant anyway.
Well, somebody can't hear me.
No, I didn't hear that.
They can't hear me.
He's mucking about.
No, yeah, you're through to George. Have you been watching George on Big Brother?
Yeah, can you put yourself
I'll put you through. Go on.
What's your question?
I'm very anxious.
You should be. There's thousands of people watching and listening to you.
I have that effect on people.
Yeah. All right, stop making me nervous. I just wanted to say, I think Big Brother this year has been a bit of a stirrer. What Big Brother did this year is they put loads of people of different sort of, ideas and idealisms and all that. I'm not going to say the word. And what they did was they put people like George in on purpose, right, who is just somebody that is just like everybody else. You know, he's got an opinion, he's got something to say, and he got kicked out because he has something to say. And that's what's going on in society today, right now.
And it ruins the show as well, doesn't it? Because you lose the good people.
Yeah, well, this is it. Thanks, Jane, for your support. I really appreciate it. You're very right, because if people are scared to touch those contentious subjects and, you know, talk about stuff that will ruffle some feathers, what's the point of an
It's like a microcosm of society. Everyone's self-censoring themselves.
Well, I'm a big fan of Big Brother because it brands itself as a social experiment with a plethora of different personalities from both sides of the political spectrum, urban, rural, young, old. I love it. That's where I thrive. So I was being myself. I want to, you know, it is an entertainment show. It's always at the back of your head. So you want to make good viewing. And I was doing that. I've had over 1,000 direct messages of people taking time out of their day to acknowledge how amazing I am. And it's a real honour. So thank you, Jane. And you're spot on, because we do need to normalise debate, as if we don't do that, then
you can't just have
I don't think we've got a
one-side
democracy.
bias, can you?
Last time I checked.